Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make are actually these little cherry, I like to call them little, well, mini coffee cakes. The dough is not really all that hard to make. I do like to use my bread maker on the dough cycle. You, of course, if you're used to making your sweet doughs by hand, then feel free. But I particularly like the dough cycle in one of my bread makers. So I'm going to first give you the directions or the ingredients to make the sweet dough, okay? And everything will be listed below the video. But you're going to need 1 cup of butter, 1 cup of milk, 1½ cups of water, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of yeast, 4 beaten eggs, 7½ cups of all-purpose flour. And that's how you're going to make the sweet dough. And you will get 2 of them, the size of this. This is the one. This is the other. They come out just beautiful out of the bread maker. And I'm just going to take a little bit of flour on my countertop here and cut a piece of the sweet dough out. Now you can make them whatever size that you want. I just actually just take it and then roll it like a rope, like that. You can do it on your countertop if it's easier. And just make like a long rope out of it, okay? And then I just put it in a circle, and then I just flatten it all down like a disc, like that, okay? And then, as I just start to shape it, I push in the center of it so that you're kind of creating a well for it. And, you know, you're going to have to work with the dough a little bit because, of course, it stretches and then it contracts again. But you'll want to make the center, you know, again, thinner. So make a well. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see that. But I'm creating a well inside of that. Okay? And then on a heavily greased pan, or you can use your parchment paper if you want, lay that down on your pan. I'm just going to use a little flour so my fingers don't stick, so I can kind of show you how I make this little well in it. And then round off the sides. I hope you can see that, okay? The inside, that there's like a well in there, and then you have the rounded edges. Now, you can put whatever pie filling that you want. I'm using cherry, and in fact, this is my own cherry filling. I have a video on that, and I have a video also for apple filling. And I'm quite generous when I put the filling in. I think it's probably about 2 tablespoons that I'm using. It really depends how large you want to make these little coffee cakes. And you can judge how much filling you want to put in them. But I try to put as much filling as possible so that the person that's eating it will just feel like they're eating just the bread part of it, so to speak, that they're going to get that fruit. So let's just do one more. And, you know, I mean, you can make them, like I said, really any size that you want. I just want to put a little flour because this dough is a little bit sticky. So I like to roll it out like a rope or stretch it out to a rope. And then I just put it in a complete circle. I seal the edges. And then I just press it down flat like a disc with the palm of my hand. So it looks like that. Okay. And I'm going to put this one directly on my baking pan here. Again, a little bit of flour on the fingertips and create that well so that you can put that filling inside of it. Okay, so we'll do that again, and we'll fill that well up with the cherries. This filling that I'm using, that I have the video on, is so easy to make. You would just be so surprised how quick and fast it is. If you want to use apple, like I said, I have a great video for apple filling too that's really easy to make. Now what you're going to do is, once you fill them like this, then what I would suggest to put some plastic wrap over them, because you'll want them to sit about an hour, because you'll want them to rise for you. Then once they're risen, and they probably might be 1.5 size, not double when they rise, the dough, then you're going to put them in your preheat 375 degree oven, and they're going to take you anywhere from, well, they could take you 15 to 18 minutes. Do check on them, because you know all our ovens set up so differently. And on the size and how many you get out of it, again, it really depends how large you make these. But I generally get about, I get close to 10 or 12 out of them with the size that I just showed you. Let me rinse my hands real quick. I want to show you what they look like once they're baked up. Now keep in mind again, don't forget, these have to rise. After you fill them, cover them with some saran wrap and let them rise for about an hour, and then you're going to bake them at 375. This is how they're going to come out. They really come up a beautiful golden brown on the top. Now you can serve these cold, or you can serve them hot or warm, a nice brown on the bottom. And you can also drizzle a powdered sugar and water or milk glaze over them. I didn't put that on for these in particular, because I'm making them for someone that doesn't want them too sweet. But again, make a vanilla glaze and just drizzle that over the top, and they come out just delicious. They're very light. They're not real dense at all. In fact, let me cut one so I can show you. Excuse me. And I'll cut it right in half. And then you can see that beautiful filling, how tall it is with those whole cherries. And then this other side, where I hope you can see the once you cut it open. So you have a good amount of filling versus the coffee cake. So you don't have too much of the dough versus the filling. But they come out and they taste just delicious. I hope you try this recipe, and if you like it, and you do, well, leave a comment, because I always like to hear from you. And as always, I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon.